Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Ethiopia. In previous episode we managed to conquer a little bit more land over here, but most importantly we got rid of the traditionalism, so that is going to start reducing the landowners' power a decent bit. Actually, I think that was only 25%, but still, it's going to start reducing it a bit, and then we can get some subsidies for things, and the investment pool can be used for agriculture, plantation, ranches, and infrastructure, which, you know, we don't really do too much of those, but it's better than the traditionalism where it's used for nothing. And also the taxation capacity is higher, so for example over here in Amhara it's now only minus 30% tax collection and 35% over here. To be fair, we could build a, well actually if we build government administration, oh right, okay, we're getting the boost from the farmers right now because they are happy about this, but this one's not going to pass, I don't think. I mean, well, yeah, that's going to take a while. It's going to reduce that one. Let's have a look. Serfdom. If we were to do that now, would that actually show the... They do endorse it. But it doesn't seem like it's actually showing them as... We did get the... Wait, we didn't. Why? Oh, because we didn't confirm, right. I'm an idiot. Alright, well, that might help a little bit. We could, of course, now with the industrialists in here, we could try pass one of the trade laws in here, but I doubt we'll actually succeed in there. We could go for the, oh, per capita taxation, that's actually something we want. So we'll go for that one, just to increase our, or improve our economy here a little bit. And then we'll go for removing the serfdom, then we're going to maybe bring the church back into the government, get the schools, and that way we can hopefully start getting the education a little bit higher, because I think it's kind of stuck there at 30%. I don't think it's going to be going much higher than that, because most of our population is either serfs or slaves, and neither one of those are allowed to learn to read, I don't think. Or at least majority of them are not. Right, so France is still cautious about me, and they really want to conquer states from me. Okay, I'm a little bit worried about that, if I'm all honest. At least the iron price, okay, iron price is actually going up. So we've got full market access over here, we are getting our port over there, so that is actually something that they are using the investment pool on, which is £1,500 per week. That's not too bad. But yeah, that's going to increase the infrastructure total in here. Of course, the population over here is quite limited, so I don't think we'll be able to do too much until we conquer the rest of Eritrea from Egypt, which presumably has a bit more population. They got 180 total. They got 30,000 peasants there. They got one fishing wharf and a university in there. That's all they have in this entire state. Alright, well that probably means that there's not a very high standard of living there. Just saying. Right, so after the port there's the logging camps and another tobacco, arms industries, shipyard, then there's the naval bases and then upgraded glassworks. But the glassworks are now producing, well, as much as they can, and the glass price has dropped. Not massively. Porcelain price is still, oh wow, buy orders 150. Sounds like we might need a bit more porcelain. I suppose once we get the chemical bleaching, that's going to increase the porcelain production by 15, increase the dye consumption by 15 as well, but that's not a problem. We can farm dyes very cheaply. How is the radical numbers going? It is actually going up right now, or at least it has been going up, although it might be dropping now. The Naval loyalist is still slowly climbing up, at least for the past year or so. Population is certainly going up. And can we get the, oh, temporary embarrassment. Okay, ooh. Tax cut for 2 years, but 10% chance of success on the enactment. So, yeah, I think we can take that. Like, we'll be losing a lot of cash for sure. Do we have another admin? No, we don't have another admin building. Although, I suppose we are getting the central archive, so that's going to increase the bureaucracy by quite a bit. So I don't think we need to worry about that too much. We're getting some logging camps built now, and we're at pretty good speed as well. How much do we have over here? We got only 4. That's all the hardwood that we produce in our nation right now. But I suppose there's not a lot of buy orders for them yet. So that should not be an issue. Technically speaking, if and when we switch the production over... Actually, no, that's tool. Where's the furniture's down here? If we switch to the mechanized workshop and then for the precision tools, then that is going to increase the hardwood production. But it also started producing some luxury furniture, which would be another luxury item for the people. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. The lead price is slowly going up. Meat price is also going up. suppose what I could do with the meat price is, if we get the butchering tools over here, it does increase the tool price back to usual, I suppose. And the meat price is going to drop drastically, but we'll have a lot more meat available. Although I suppose it means that the profit per worker is going to drop. Oh man, there's a lot of unemployment still in here. I might reduce the size of the livestock ranch by a little bit. It might mean that there's a few more radicals in there, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Well, there's 3,000, but those are going to get hired already very shortly to other places. Oh, there we go, Central Archives. And colonization. Well, ain't that lovely. Right, at this stage, might want to go for the extra infrastructure, just for the sort of inland provinces. At least that's a good option. The postal savings could be useful. Nationalism could be kind of useful, the extra authority. Then, of course, dialect would increase the university, or we could start using a bit more paper in universities, get more innovativeness. Psychiatry would reduce the bureaucracy pop cost and increase influence. Pharmaceuticals would be quite useful as well. I think we're going to go with the water and sewers, though. And the next thing that we definitely need to do is we need to improve the government administration into... Oh, wow. Oh, we had to... We might have had some of the simple ones still. But let's go for this one. It's going to increase the paper consumption. Actually, we'll go for this one. It's going to increase the paper consumption still. And it's going to increase the amount of bureaucracy that we have. I didn't realize that I hadn't... Oh, it might have with the one over here, wasn't it? No, that's still... No, that probably was it. Oh, we're getting the postal savings spreading to us as well. That's good. Lead prices dropping again, tool prices going up, iron price going down. And that's all kind of good. At least for the time being. Right, now that we've got the decisions, do we have... hold on, it's the expeditions. We don't have the sundry as a... Oh, quinine is something that we need. There we go. We're starting to work on the arms industry. So a lot of these smaller things have been built rather quickly here, at least. So that also increases the... Or we increase the logging camp productions here quite drastically. Of course, we won't be able to increase the production too much. I mean, other than the, you know, economy size over here. So the more we have the logging camps, the more they produce each. And then, of course, the steam donkey would reduce the amount of workers in there. Of course, we don't have access to the coal or the engines, so it would not be doing that much. Ooh, per capita taxation, finally. That increases our income quite nicely. Right, so how badly does the landowners hate me? It's -3 right now, so we might want to do something that they don't hate. Or change. The question is, of course, what would we do? They would hate that, so that's not an option necessarily. Isolation is there anything that they don't hate? I mean, mercantilism is something that they don't hate, but the rural folk do. Who would support this? I think the industrialists are the only one. Now, mercantilism is mostly about taxing the things that you bring in. So if people selling stuff to you, it would be taxed higher. So it can be useful. I think protection is going to be a bit better, though, for the tariffs. And free trade, of course, if you don't want to have tariffs at all, then just do a massive amount of trade. So yeah, they are the options. Serfdom, we got 90% chance of succeeding there, but like the current approval rating from the nobility is a bit low. Let's have a look. Did it actually improve? No, it's still -3. So we can't do too much. I'm going to keep both of these bolstered for the time being. We're getting a pretty decent amount of cash, so we're just going to let that accumulate. We could go for the colonial exploitation, but rural folk hates that, so we'd lose the infrastructure boost. And then the border controls over here, the rural folk hates all of that. So if we do any of those, then that's going to be sort of counterintuitive. The poor laws for welfare, the landowners hate that as well. So I'm probably not going to go for that one. We could technically try to get some landed voting or something in here. Which, to be fair, would allow us to get rid of the landowners' power slowly but surely. Which, legitimacy would go down. Actually, autocracy, that's 250 authority, that would be 150. Yeah, legitimacy goes down, but political strength from various things goes up. I mean, I could try doing that, at least for a little while. The church would hate that. But most of the others do like that idea. The chance of actually succeeding that is not going to be very high. But the main thing is just to, you know, try to pass something that would benefit us to some degree, although our authority would go down. How many decrees do we have going on right now? We've got quite a few. Question is, what could we afford reducing? Over here, if we reduce the 25% infrastructure, then that would not be good for us, I suppose, because we've only got 53 as the base level there. They would be 58, 59 or something like that, so it would be at least a little bit over the limit, and we are still building a lot of things in here. So until we get the tech to increase the infrastructure, which is still about 2 years away, I don't think we should touch that at all. We could have maybe built another, since we got a lot more income now. Let's get another construction sector here somewhere. We'll probably build it at the capital, actually. Because that is a place where we build a lot. Just going to pull that to the top, so that's going to increase the speed of the arms industry as well. Now, technically speaking, we could switch to the iron frame buildings. We just don't have enough iron, really, to make that profitable. That would reduce the wood and fabric use, but the iron use would go up by 150, and that is just way too much. Right, how is Europe doing in the meanwhile? We got North German Federation. Britain is still as is. Spain is as is. France hasn't spread into Algeria yet. They might do that eventually. They're still colonizing. Oh, USA is in Mauritania. Alright. And yeah, France is blocking us off from the inland Africa there. Not much I can do about it. So our expansion paths are right now either in Arabia, which is kind of blocked by France and the other big nations. If we declare war on anyone, then they'll probably just call us, or call them in, rather. Of course, I can't declare war on Hejaz, but of course we do have pretty good relations there. Let's just damaging the relations there. Over here, we'll probably keep as is for the time being, just to sort of go for one at a time. Defamatory article. Standard of living modifier for Shona and Oromia. Or suppress it and lose authority. I think we're just going to ignore it right now. That's a capital state, but you know, it's not too bad in terms of the unrest or anything like that. It will last for a while though. 5 years total. That is not a small time period in here. But yeah, the population is now increasing about 0.5% per year. So that's a decent one. And once we get the arms industry in here, what we'll do is we'll make sure that the rest of our barracks are using the line infantry. Which actually, I suppose we can start doing already. Gonna increase some of the costs. The conscript we're gonna keep as irregulars right now because we do not have the small arms to arm all of those. Speaking of which, we should probably switch away from the national levy at some point. Hey, we actually got a little bit of success chance in there. Extra 10%. Now, how quickly? Yeah, it takes a while to get that done. But yeah, extra 10% chance will at least help us. Bedouin migration to Constantine. I believe that is the Bedouins from our nation, probably. Hopefully that reduces the turmoil. It's still 44%. Yeah, it's slowly going down at least. And we are reducing the effects of the turmoil. We are also incorporating the state here. Did we? Oh yeah, we already incorporated Eritrea. So once we actually conquer the rest of that from Egypt, it's going to be fine. Of course, we're not really in a state to fight Egypt yet. They got 25 plus 15 battalions. They got artillery and light infantry. We do not have artillery. We do have at least light infantry, but even if we attack them, we'd have to have overwhelming numbers to win them. Or we would have to have some very strong allies, like maybe Ottomans over there. Then of course Ottomans would probably want to get some more land over here, so that might block us from some of the resources. You know, if we would get, for example, well, I mean, this one's going to be a lot of iron mines in there, so that's something that we definitely want. Over here, there's some logging camps and some farming, so nothing too massive. But this state is something that we want to get, because that is opium, and then we're going to start using the text for the first aid. That's going to be very useful. Oh, obligation to Great Britain expired. Excellent. So the land voting is going forward. Just the landowners, they do still kind of hate us, but some of those modifiers are slowly wearing down, or expiring there, so we should be able to get at least a little bit more done. And hopefully, we're also increasing the popularity of both industrialists and the peasants. So once we start getting rid of the serfdom, we should be able to do that. But yeah, total army that we have is technically 200 battalions total. But most of those are not very advanced things, so, you know, it's probably not going to be very useful in a lot of places. Right, so the shipyard is done in 13 weeks. After that, that was the naval bases. Yeah, then the glass work. Is there anything else that we need desperately? We need more clothing. We'll increase the textile mill there. We've not unlocked any of the better production methods yet. Emperor intervenes. Sure. I'll take the 20% chance. Cross-border investment in French industries. That would increase the relations with them. At the same time, how good is our approval rating with the... Now, exactly speaking, what I could do is just put in the interest groups into the outliner. So I'm going to say industrialists do have pretty good approval in there. Yeah, they're very loyal. We're going to strong arm them to invest in our own stuff here. Because, well, increasing relations with France would be nice. At the same time, 10% income for France is a massive boost. And we'd maybe get a little bit of opinion boost, but that's about it. At least the relations are alright. I don't know. We can't really join their market or anything like that. So I don't think we can, realistically speaking, have them like us. I mean, I suppose they probably want Yemen, and they probably do want the rest of these as well, eventually, because Africa. Another kind of fun nation to play as, have a lot of small combat. A little bit more difficult, though, is Buganda over here, in sort of the Central Africa, or near the Lake Victoria. And, like, you got... I think there's a total of 7 nations there. So you got 6 potential enemies there. Downside is that you won't be able to get to the coastline, so trading is going to be very difficult. You basically probably have to join French or whoever gets in here first to their market once you do. But you do have iron over here, and coal, and of course you've got plenty of wood, and a lot of things that you can farm. So you can have a pretty good industry in there overall, but it can be a little bit difficult start. But you know, if you get through the... or if you manage to unite the area there, then it should be fine. Even if it takes a while. Okay, so those were improving relations with me. Good to know. But yeah, until we get some fleets, we won't be able to do a lot of landings. Do you have an army? You got 2+2. You don't have a fleet... or you don't have a coastline. I'm just wondering, like, places that I could maybe try to invade. I'm guessing those areas are quite small. Oh, there we go. We've got canneries. Let's go ahead and put that already in here. So that's going to reduce the grain uses a little bit. The price, it doesn't go down that much. Fish price goes up, though. Do we have a lot of clippers being produced by chance? We do have extra 20. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start improving these to fishing trawlers, so that reduces the labor usage, increase mechanisms to use. Increase the fish production drastically, and increase the clipper consumption. But, oh right, we did just get the shipyard, didn't we? But it's not producing fully yet, I don't think. And of course, let's start increasing the ship, or military shipbuilding as well. So the man of wars are... oh, we have landed voting. Alright, now we are definitely over our limit in decrease here, though. I'm going to take that one away. Maybe that one, although that reduces the iron production, so that's going to be a little bit bad for us. Oh, we've got Conservative Party and Liberal Party. So who we have? Liberal Party is these two, apparently. Wants to join Liberal Party, wants to join Conservative Party and Liberal Party. Alright. But at least, at this point, well, I suppose you are still a part of landowners. Okay, the serfdom. Got 23% chance. It would anger the landowners a lot, but we got a pretty good chance. I'm going to take that odds right now. Because if we can get... oh, and we got a pretty good income as well. Western Port is doing his work. That's definitely good news. Slightly over our bureaucracy limit there, but that's to be expected. But yeah, well, I think what we're going to need to actually conquer Madagascar is we're going to need a lot more than just 5 naval bases. Oh, there we go. Water storage, so that's going to increase the infrastructure levels. We could cover the central banking for the extra mining, or there's a few things over here that we could certainly do. That would increase the bureaucracy. That would be the university upgrade, which would be quite useful. Or we could go for some of the production stuff, like mechanical tools. And the crystal class is going to be useful as well. It's going to require a bit more lead production. But yeah, we'll get the mechanical tools. And then, you know, we can start increasing our productions a little bit. Get our economy a bit stronger. How much do we have prestige now? We got 111. Oh, what's this? Oh, right, this is conquering there. It's going to declare neutrality. Not really interested in that war. The iron price went up. Okay, well, I'm not really surprised there. How's the corrosion demand isn't too bad. The iron demand, on the other hand, is pretty bad. Liquor demand is still pretty high as well. So the vehicle balance over here is now 500. Not quite as good as it used to be, but it's still decent enough. Oh, right, and once we get the mechanical tools, we can start increasing the... Or we can get the sewing machines. That's going to increase the tool, fabric, and dye use, I believe. No, that's mechanized workshop, never mind. Oh, logistics unlocked. Conscripted battalions, another 20%. Can do attitude. Evolving can open for 5 years. We got the money, we might as well do that. And we got a lot of radicals. If we were to reduce the taxation, we'd still be making money. I'm almost tempted to do that. Start increasing the loyalists, if nothing else. So you want to get a defensive pact. We do have the influence for that. I suppose, sure. There would at least be someone that would aid me in a war. Even though we might not hold on to that forever, but for the time being, it serves a purpose. Because the French are eyeing towards us with a greedy eye. Oh no, they're genial, actually. Alright, what about you're cautious? Russia is genial, Egypt is genial. The Casimid state, have we managed to reduce our relations? No. Oh, but Hedjas, can we declare war on you? Nope. We are damaging the relations with you. I think Casimid state is going to be another one that we just need to start damaging the relations. If we were to get at least this... Oh, election. Conservative Party won. Alright, well, that does limit our options a little bit. Reform government. Get Liberal Party out and bring in... You? Join the Conservative Party, I guess. Well, they're in the... Oh, but now we have no succession on the abolish serfdom. So we're just going to get rid of that one then. Is there anything else that we could... There's the peasant levies, but that's not something that we are interested in. There's more of the... Oh, oligarchy. Oh, is that... Landowners oppose that. Interesting. Elected bureaucrat. Oh, right. So I'm guessing with this current thing, there's not a lot that I can try to pass. Until we get the... Well, we need to get rid of the serfdom to get the religious school. So yeah, I suppose it's just not going to have a lot of things going on then. We are still boosting the rule and the industrials. And oh wow, yeah, we've got a lot of parties in this... or a lot of interest groups in the Liberal Party. Well, I suppose that at least unlocks... or sort of opens us some possibilities. I'm going to upgrade the lead mine. Just to be able to get a bit more lead production. So how is the construction going? Textile mill is underway. We did get the glass works upgraded, so that does require more lead now. So that's actually a decent thing that we're then upgrading that. How many ships do we have right now? We've got one flotilla as a reserve. So it's just they haven't managed to hire enough people in here yet, I suppose. There's a little higher. Oh yeah, they got 650 in there. They need more officers and servicemen. I might actually go ahead and build a... where? Oh, there's the university. I was like, hold on a minute. Why can't I see it? And then, of course, over here we've got a university already. I could actually go ahead and get an art academy as well. That's going to start increasing some of the stuff there. At least more luxury items. And the paper price... Well, okay, we might need a bit more paper. How's the infrastructure in here? It's 100%... yeah, we could increase something in here. Maybe we'll upgrade the furniture manufacturing. I suppose we could also get the paper mill and upgrade. Let's do that. I suppose... Ooh. We don't have a massive amount of paper necessarily, but we could upgrade it to the standardized filing system. That does increase the paper use a lot, but at the same time it increases the bureaucracy, and that probably means that we can almost upgrade one of these. Because we don't have a lot of things that would increase the... Okay, I suppose Home Affairs would be useful. Loyalists from Standard of Living. Radicals from Standard of Living decreases. Goes down and all that, so it would be useful. We've currently got about 1 or 10% of the amount of radicals as loyalists. That's not necessarily the best situation to be in. Right, so Casimir State is probably... Oh, yeah, they got a lot of industries in there. Might be a little bit too much, although they do have a decent bit of population there. So I guess it is fine. Hedgehars, I'm pretty sure that I still can't declare war on you. We've got cordial relations. We are reducing that, so once we get to, like, below 20, is it? Then it's going to be no longer cordial, and we could have a look at who we could maybe fight. So France is no longer interested in me that much. Ottoman Empire might be hostile. Quite possible. Ooh, actually. If we're fighting Casimir State, and no one else in here, then even if the Ottomans declare or join in a war against me, they won't be able to move in there. So that means that we can just win the war. Unless they're landing troops into our nation, but that is usually a very risky thing to do. Regardless who you're playing as. We've got a bit of unemployment in here. How much? Okay, so the qualifications, it seems like it is actually doing fine there. Oddly enough, I mean, these are still trying to recruit more officers and servicemen. They got 1,000 in there, so that means that we probably have almost 2 flotillas now. Yeah, we've got 2 flotillas. We could, of course, go ahead and recruit an admiral in there. So what should we use? Naval commander? Offense and defense, that seems like pretty decent. Of course, experienced diplomat, that is morale recovery. Command limit plus 20%, and experienced naval commanders, that's 20%. Okay, so I think this is actually better. Alright, well, let's go there. Or let's hire that one. We didn't increase our bureaucracy production, at least. Over here, we could... Well, as soon as we get the paper mill, that's gonna fix some issues. How much do we have demand for things? So we need a lot more iron, we need a lot more clothing and clippers. Let's go ahead and upgrade the shipyard as well, then. I think we are gonna need that. So I'm guessing the standard of living over here, it is 11, and the population increases about 4,000 per year. So, you know, we'll be hitting 1 million in Somaliland probably soon enough. Right, I don't suppose there's a lot of laws that we can change right now. At least to the better. Other than the voting laws, I suppose, but even there, it's not guaranteed. We'll probably let it be as is. So the landowners' influences, or the clout has gone down to 48%. They do get quite a bit from wealth, to be fair. But yeah, I'm hoping that in the next election, which, when is the next election, actually? In 1870, okay, that is still another 3 years away. Almost, so that is... Oh. Okay, tools... Prices going down, iron prices going up. I guess that's fine. And once we get the university over here, that's going to increase the speed that people get their qualifications. So we'll be able to hire more. I mean, we've got a little bit of unemployment in here. And some peasants. But that's definitely not the worst. We've got 1,400 employees at the naval base now. So getting closer and closer to the 5 flotillas in there. But I believe... I'm not entirely sure, like I've not done enough landings to know exactly, but I have a feeling that, we could actually damage the relations there. Do they have an interest in something that I have, or did I put in the interest in... Hold on a minute. Oh, I do have that as a... Oh, no, I don't have that as an interest. We got this as a sort of natural interest, as well as that one. And then we got Nile, but yeah, no, we... don't actually have anything in there. Oh, right. If you have this one, you can see the attitude. So that is cautious. That's genial. Genial. Belligerent, Spain. All right. Cooperative. Right, so we don't actually have to click through everything. Well, that makes a bit more sense. So how bad is the situation over here? They see me as a threatening one, but it's not too bad otherwise. So it's just double checking. Hedgehars, can I declare? No, I can't declare war on you because you're still presumably a vassal of Egypt. I think if we declare war on Casimir State and they join in, I can take them. Or take their land. I'd like to get that sulfur mines from there. Now, these states over here in Arabia are not particularly good because they have... or not necessarily good because they have no wood. Basically. So, or no forestries. So you can't get wood for a lot of your basic industry. So you need to buy all of that. And it gets really expensive. Like, sure enough, you can do a few things, but not a lot. Right, so how is the tech coming along? We're working on the mechanical tools now. 6 months until we get that. And then I suppose we could actually get the mechanized workshop as well. And then maybe the baking powder. Well, actually, I suppose we need the fractional distillation. And then the baking powder. Hey! Postal savings, 20% max cash reserves. So we can get more money. And we got gold reserves of over 2 million already, so that's not too bad. But it would appear that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.